Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. As you come into the stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up. I'm definitely not going to waste y'all's time today. I'm going to dive right in. I'm just going to allow YouTube a few moments to send those notifications out. As you come in, if the audio is good, smash the thumbs up. What's good, family? All right, I see y'all coming into the building. Everybody confirm that the audio is good because there's some distance between me and the camera. Everybody good with the audio? All right, everybody good. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about how this C virus is affecting the criminal justice system. We got to talk about it. Now, I find this particular live stream very important because a lot of people are not in the know. And I feel like preparation is key in this current moment that we're living in. And we got to know what's on the horizon in order to know how to prepare. And what's going on in the criminal justice system is somewhat of an anomaly when you look at it. Today I came to a realization. I came to a realization that a lot of what we're seeing taking place on social media, on mainstream media, on the news, in the criminal justice system, a lot of it, believe it or not, from what I can see, and this is just my perspective of things, I see somewhat of a social experiment taking place. I see somewhat of a social experiment taking place, and I'm going to explain why I say that. I also see a great deal of propaganda, and I see a great deal of what you would call predictive programming. There's a lot of predictive programming taking place, and we're going to get into that as well. Now, for those that don't know, recently in New Jersey, they released 1,000 prisoners from jail to avoid the spread of the coronavirus. Now, thinking of that, that's a double layered conversation because I think that it's possible that some nonviolent criminals deserve to be released. And I'm going to be honest, that nobody's really saying that part of it, but I believe that some of these prisoners who are nonviolent should be released. But then there's others. There's others that are nonviolent that you can't really put a gauge on. There's others that, it's going to take a lot of psychological evaluation for you to say, okay, they're able to go amongst the general public and, they haven't been evaluated. See, leaving prison, there's a lot of mental calamity that comes with that. You have to transition back into society. Sometimes it takes counseling for that, especially for long-time prisoners. So it's somewhat of a double-edged sword when you think about it. But here's the amazing part of all of this. The whole C virus, all of these people being released from prison. You got 300 that was released in New York, 1,000 in Jersey, 300 in New York. Here's the interesting part. As of now, crime is at the lowest. As of now, crime is at the very lowest point during this virus. Now, I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about predictive programming and what we see transpiring. Now, how many of you have seen the movie The First Purge? The First Purge is actually the last Purge movie that was released. In this movie, when they ordained a day for legalized crime, which in a lot of major cities, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there is legalized crime. Certain crimes. Certain crimes. Now, you got one crime being burglary, breaking and entering, fraud, scamming, traffic stops. You can do reckless driving right now in a lot of states. A lot of police are not allowed to pull people over. These are the facts. Now, with that being said, crime is at the lowest right now. Now, on the first Purge movie, it was actually the last one released. On this movie, they ordained a day for violent crime. They ordained a day where, criminals can pretty much run wild. Everybody can purge. They can kill. Now, the first purge took place in the urban community. Once they first allowed the purge, once they first allowed it, they came to find out, and this is why I say it's somewhat of a social experiment. Come to find out, the criminals were not, basically the people were not killing each other. They were not harming each other. There was no crime. People were partying. They were throwing parties. They was chilling. So it kind of reminds me of that movie because in that movie they started to release prisoners. They started to release prisoners, and once these prisoners were released, they made sure that they released some of the more violent criminals. They mentally evaluated them. They were the ones that had to get things popping. They had to get the purge started. And right now they're releasing non-violent. Right now they're putting a million troops in place. Now they're getting everything in place for what looks like exactly like the Purge movie. And I'm not saying this to spread fear, but I'm saying this to look, prepare for the worst. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Donald Trump, once he allowed the stimulus package to go out, he also stated that he was going to put a million troops out there. Now we know that troops are not scientists or doctors, ladies and gentlemen. So why are these troops being put in place? They're releasing prisoners. Right now, non-violent. Crime is still at an all-time low. So what's next? What's next is to really release the delinquents, the psychotic. I'm talking about those purge people, those horror movie people. That would be the next step, ladies and gentlemen. If you in this live stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up, y'all. We want this to spread. We only 7 minutes in. So what we looking at is predictive programming. And I said this once and I say it again. People in the urban community do not want to destroy and kill each other. That is not in our nature. We are not cannibals. We are not these barbarians. We don't come through the lineage of barbaric people. People who are a lot of times in the poor communities are not barbaric, ladies and gentlemen. They want to say that you're barbaric, but your leaders, your controllers, the people who call the shots and pull the strings, they're barbaric. They're the demons. They're the bloodsuckers. They're the killers. And it's only it's only a matter of time. Somebody says fear-mongering question mark. Absolutely not. Listen, let me make this very clear. You would be a fool to not see what's taking place. I'm not telling you to be afraid. I'm telling you to prepare for the worst. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. The reason why people have went and bought guns, ammo, the reason why people then went and got armed is because they're preparing for the worst. You got to be logical, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be logical. You would be a fool not to arm yourself. Straight up. Somebody says, as long as people stay calm and help each other, no violence will break out in the neighborhoods, etc. Absolutely. And we have, and so far, so good. We have stayed calm. We have done what we're supposed to do in this situation, especially when, listen, when you looking at groceries in the grocery store slowly disappear, tangible things that you need for your home slowly start to dissipate, and our people still remain calm, the next step is, okay, This is why I say it's a bit of a social experiment, because the next step would be, okay, let's start releasing prisoners and see how that happens. Let's see what these people do when prisoners are being released. Let's see what these people do when, we start releasing the psychopaths, when we start releasing the villains. Let's see how the people act then. You understand? That's what's happening right now. But it shows that they're going to push it. What it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, and this is from my perspective, that this is a bit of a social experiment to see how people are going to react, see what they can put in place. But also, they're going to push it as far as they can push it. You understand? They're going to push this thing as far as they can push it. Right now, when it comes to crime, everything, the court system is shut down, ladies and gentlemen. The court system is shut down. I'm telling you right now, nothing. I mean, if you have a lawyer right now, you're signing papers, you're doing lawsuits. If somebody have scammed you out of something, if you're fighting for something, I'm telling you right now, everything is shut down. Everything is shut down, y'all. Pay attention to what's going on. And like I said, some nonviolent criminals, that's the work of the Almighty. That's the work of the Almighty, releasing them from jail. Because since these 300 in New York have been released and these 1,000 in New Jersey have been released, you haven't had any crime. But what's the next step? I mean, how far would they push? How far would they create? How far would they create an environment where violence is going to take place? How far would they? How far would they go to create this environment? That's the question we gotta ask. You know, that's the question we gotta ask. Will it continue to be less and less groceries? Listen, when people get hungry, man, when people get hungry, things get real. Things get real. When there's no food, things get real. Thank you for the donation, family. Appreciate it. And it's like they're putting together all the pieces of the puzzle to prepare for violent outbreaks, to prepare for riots. They're putting all those pieces in place, y'all. Somebody said releasing prisoners doesn't make sense. Well, you got to understand when it comes to jail or prison, they're coming in the whole idea of, since jails are so packed, there's no social distancing that can be done. I mean, jails are so packed. They're saying, look, we got to release people to save some of the COs because listen, they get paid. They provide for their families. Whole towns live off of jails. So they don't want they don't want the COs, they don't want people getting sick, things of that nature. And that's understandable, especially if a criminal is nonviolent. But what is concerning is that Trump just released 1 million troops, reserves, National Guards on American soil. He just released them. And at the same time, while you're releasing or signing a bill rather to allow all of these troops to be, on the border, at the same time you're releasing criminals. It kind of makes you wonder. It kind of makes you wonder where they headed. It's like they need something to pop off before they can engage you. They need us to act foolish. They need us to lash out. See, they're finding out, let me tell you, the barbarians, the real Luciferians, those satanic people who are bloodthirsty, they look down on us like we were the wicked barbarians. They're finding out these people are not about destroying each other. Their nature is not to kill one another. Because if it was, soon as those groceries started to be shortages, things would start to get real. A lot of the times, minorities, I'm talking about Hispanics, Native Americans, blacks, Latinas. A lot of the times, we do things out of survival. We do things out of survival. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. And that's the truth. Thank you for the donation, family. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Type Cam says order out of chaos. That's exactly what we're saying. Yep. Brian says, y'all know damn well they trying to bait us into acting crazy so they can start rounding folks up. Eloquently put, my brother. Eloquently put. I mean, come on now. Let's use common sense here. Is new breed coming on here fear mongering? Absolutely not. I'm just telling you the truth, the facts. They're preparing. Let me explain something. Let me give you some history. There's nothing new under the sun. 70 AD, Jerusalem, where our people resided at that time. Jerusalem was compassed by armies. Vespasian and his son Titus. They compassed Jerusalem by who? Armies, military. They then started to cut off food supply. They did what? They started to cut off food supply. Y'all not hearing me. This is history that you can look up. People got into austerity measures. The thugs, that's what they were actually called, thuggies. The thugs. They begin to rape, pillage, steal, destroy, kill. And then what happened after that? And then the military came in, the armies came in, and they did what? They cleaned up the carnage. That's what they did. See, they much rather not risk having any casualties on their side. They rather you just internally destroy each other within your community because it's austerity measures. They much rather you rely on the flesh opposed to relying on the Most High God to provide for you. But if you're not prepared, you can't say what you won't do and what you will do when you're starving. You understand? You can't say. Because if you're not in that situation where you're starving, you don't know what you're going to do, man. When your stomach is touching your back, man. Absolutely. Train your body and your mind. Yep. Some of y'all know y'all history too. I'm impressed. Depopulation tactics. Absolutely. We are living in the book of Revelations. Absolutely, family. And I just wanted to promote some awareness to what's taking place, y'all. That's all. Because we gotta, we got to see what's on the horizons. We just gotta see what's on the horizon so we know how to move and we know how to prepare. But there are great things in the works. The Most High is gonna always create a way for his people, man. And I'm not telling anybody to worry. I'm not telling anybody to fear, but prepare. If you could purchase a firearm, get one. You know, get one. If it's a situation where, you can store up some extra food, not telling you to just overly hoard, but, if you could store up some canned goods, perishable items like rice, beans, peanuts, cashews, things that are, that don't go bad. Non-perishable items, actually. That's what they call non-perishable items. Rice, pasta, things of that nature. Just be prepared. Because, listen, 2 weeks ago, we thought this was something that was going to come and go. 2 weeks ago, we was like, okay, we don't know how long this is going to go on. This is something that's going to come and go. Here it is. They're telling you that the United States is the biggest place basically contracted or hit by the disease. That there's more people in the United States that have the disease than anywhere else on the earth. That's what they're telling us right now. So, as you can see, we're seeing a snowball effect. And things are gradually getting worse, ladies and gentlemen. Things are not getting better. From the time that this news was aired, things have not really gotten better. That's just the truth. Irregardless of what we got planned personally, you know, we got to make plans according to what's taking place too. For real. Somebody says, "Do you think it's a good idea to flee the country of our heritage if things get worse?" Um, I think it's a good idea to follow the Holy Spirit and go where you're led. That's the proper way to answer that question, because I'm not one to tell you where to go, what to do. But I will say that if you have the resources and the means to make a better life for yourself, and you feel more comfortable elsewhere, I think you should continue to think free. I think you should continue to think free. Somebody said it has gotten better for real. Listen, if it have gotten better, the media is not the media is not covering that. The media is only covering death tolls, and I do believe that it's not as bad as the media is saying, as far as the virus goes. But I just wanted to talk about how it's affecting the criminal justice system, because you know this thing is interesting. It's interesting. We got 502 in the building. If y'all want this live to keep going and breaking the Q&A, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If we can get 300 plus likes, we'll break in the Q&A. If not, I'll just, what I'm saying, end the stream. But it's up to y'all, the people. It says, no, only the wicked shall flee. The chosen are to stay put. Hey man, you can call it flee if you want to, but listen, you should have the freedom to go wherever you want in this world. That's a general freedom. You know, I don't like the fact when people make it sound cowardice when somebody wants to go to another country. Because here it is, those people who have the resources, those people who are in control, those actors and actresses who got land all over the world, who can travel and come and go as they please. Nobody is really putting shaming tactics on them and calling them cowardice because they want to travel. You understand? Like, you have freedom. Nobody should tell you to be stagnated or not. That's the point and the purpose. And that's just how I view it. If you want to be stagnant, I'll never be stagnant in this life. And we got 299 likes. We almost there. All right, we at 300 plus. Y'all fire away at questions. Anything y'all got regarding any questions regarding anything. And I want y'all to know, man, we got 2 locations for the spiritual retreat. We got a location in the Grill, and we got a location in Hanover, Lucia. Later on, I'm going to be working on editing. I have a beautiful video showing the land. I have a beautiful video showing both locations, ladies and gentlemen, and showing the work that's being put in. And I can't wait to release that for y'all to see. Somebody said, "What's up with CERN?" Well, the CERN program is basically opening portals. They're cracking portals within the atmosphere to basically channel spirits or demons. That's what CERN is about. Back in the day, there was a show that came on. What was the name of that show? It's right there. It's right there in my mind. There was a show where they would open up portals. It'll come back to me. But anyway, it's all about opening up gateways and portals and pathways. And this is not new technology. CERN is not new technology. Back in the days of Noah, they was using things like CERN. So that's what CERN is, basically. Let's see. No, it wasn't called Charmed. It was something to do with opening portals and time traveling. That's what it was about. It was about time traveling. It'll come back to me though. Stargate. Somebody got it. Stargate. That's what it was called. Stargate. Yep. Thank you, family. Yeah, Stargate. It's the same thing. CERN and Stargate. And they've always had that technology. Yeah, it's basically demonic stuff. Absolutely, family. What about Sliders? Oh, yeah, that was a good show too. Have you driven by any hospitals in ATL and seen any chaos? Yes, I have drove by the hospital. I don't live far from a hospital. And to be totally transparent with you, I have not seen any chaos at any hospital. I have not. I think a lot of the things that we're seeing in media are just not true. Somebody said they in ATL. Yeah, ask the brother in ATL. Have you seen any, bruh? I haven't. Yeah, the brother said they haven't seen anything either. I haven't seen nothing in these hospitals. I mean, and it's the thing. Ever since this virus hit, it's like, have people stopped dying of cancer? Have people stopped dying of cigarette smoke? Listen, cigarettes kill at least 200,000 people a year. Hell, pork chops is killing hundreds of thousands of people every year. You know, damn, cancer is killing hundreds of thousands of people. It's like every sickness known to man right now is linked to coronavirus. I just find that mighty strange, something to wrap your mind around. Somebody said, I want to know more about CERN. Do your research. There's a lot of information out there about CERN. They spread the virus. Enoch is real. Man, family, I really highly appreciate y'all catching this live stream. It's always a pleasure to kick it with y'all. The real Derek Jackson just getting in the house, man, at the end of the stream. My brother, glad you in here. Somebody said, can you talk about fasting? Fasting is important. Um, when it comes to fasting, that's a sacrifice you making unto the Most High. I'm not one to tell somebody how long they should fast. I think group fasting is positive, but I think right now in this current moment, it's important to sacrifice your flesh and put it under subjection because also during this current moment, right, with all that's taking place, it may be a good idea to train your body to be able to withstand not going without food for extended periods of time, just based on some of the things that's taking place. So fasting might be a good idea for that as well. Just training yourself to be able to live and survive off just water or, things of that nature. But, fasting is always for this time. You as a person personally got to know when you want to fast or not. Me personally, I love eating. I eat. There's nothing wrong with eating. We don't want to demonize food, especially good foods. But every now and then you want to put that flesh under subjection. Especially, listen, when you start like overeating, like to the point where you're not hungry, you just eating just to be eating, then sometimes you just gotta buckle down and be like, yay, let me chill out. Let me chill out, you know what I mean? Fasting to help you chill out when you just get a little bit overindulgent. Somebody said they love potato salad. Yeah, when you start getting in that spirit of gluttony, you gotta know when to, turn down. Thank you for the donation, family. Let me see what your comment says. What's one section of the New Testament you suggest I should read? Appreciate it. Um, the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew right now is very, very prevalent to what's taking place in the world right now. Definitely the book of Matthew right now. I've been heavy into the book of Matthew. I've been heavy into Ezekiel, Isaiah. I mean, the whole book. I mean, the Bible is not read like a nursery rhyme or a nursery story. You got to read here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept. The Most High says He comes in the volume of the book. So you want to read a little bit of everything from the Old to the New Testament, so you can get a full grasp of what's taking place. Should we dig under the Georgia Guidestones? You should read what the Georgia Guidestones say. You should read what they say. Lauren Hill, Mystery of Iniquity. Yeah, I love that song. Lauren Hill, Just Get Out. Get Out, Lauren Hill. I love that song even more. Facts. How about the lost scriptures? I don't know of any lost scriptures, but the Apocrypha, the Book of Enoch, the 12 Apostles. Somebody said the Bible will soon be banned. I'm not putting anything past anything. They may start outlawing books altogether. Who knows? Fahrenheit 451. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank y'all for catching this live. I got some work to do today, trying to get these things ready for this spiritual retreat. It's always an honor catching y'all in these live streams. Make sure you share this live. If it was informative, if it helped you out, make sure you share it to the next person. Oh, also, one more thing. Whoever is tech savvy, whoever is tech savvy and got and knows how to upload videos to websites and all of these things and spread videos all over the place, and you know how to do these things and you see value in this work, then make sure you share. Make sure you upload them to various websites. Get these videos out here. If you know what you're doing, listen. Let me put this out here too. I allowed people to share my videos on their channel. YouTube asks me all the time, do I want to get paid from their videos that they share? I'm not into that. I can easily let you share my video and get paid from it because it would be a copyright. But I listen, ladies and gentlemen, you could get full, whatever you make, whatever you make from uploading your video on your channel of my videos, I am not charging anything. I won't take half of it. If it helps your family, listen to me. If it helps your family, then keep it. You get 100% of what you share. That's how much I just want my videos to spread. You understand? I'm not doing this for like financial gain or anything like that. I want the videos to spread because the information is needed. So if you have shared my video, continue to share my videos. You will not be penalized in no way. If you can upload my videos to various websites, upload them to various websites. You will not be penalized in any way. Straight up. So, I just wanted to put that out there. So if you tech savvy, if you know this internet thing, because I'm not tech savvy, I just make my videos and upload them. But if you know how to spread the algorithm, if you know how to get them in different places, do your thing. Do what you got to do if this information is valuable. My email address is kingbreed404@gmail.com. KING 404, excuse me, KING BREED 404@gmail.com. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. But thank you, family. I'd like to thank y'all for watching. With that being said, shalom and peace.